9 years after Jongmyo-ho-ran, Hukem, which had changed its name into Chun, invaded Joseon again. Byung-ho-ran broke out in December in 1636 in the lunar calendar and lasted for about 2 months. The other name of Byung-ho-ran is Jongbyung-no-ran. Byung-ho-ran clearly demonstrates how catastrophic consequences a leader and the government that just pursues idealism, without any power to protect themselves, can cause to the people. As winning the war, Chun Na-ra was able to deal with the lack of food, and by making Joseon sever a diplomatic relation with Myeon Na-ra, it also enabled Chun Na-ra to focus on conquering Myeon Na-ra. Joseon was involuntarily involved in the fight for superiority between Myeon and Chun. After Jongmyo-ho-ran, Joseon made a diplomatic relation with Hukem, and it served Hukem as a country of its older brother. Nevertheless, Hukem asked Joseon not only to pay more gold, platinum, and horses to it, but also to change their relation into the relation of lord and vassal. However, Joseon could not accept those demands. In 1632, in Dangju, where the military camp of the Navy of Myeong was located, 2 commanders, Kong Yu-duk and Kyen Jung-myeon, who used to be the subordinates of Mo Moon-ryong, rose in revolt. However, as the rebellion failed, in 1633, they defected to Hukem with 14,000 soldiers and 185 warships through Abnok River, and as Hukem got to possess the navy, it remarkably increased its military strength, because Hukem became able to directly attack Bukkyun without passing Sanhaekwon by land. In April in 1633, when the navy commanded by Kong Yu-duk entered Abnok River, Hukem asked the Joseon government to provide food for the navy. In contrast, Myeon Na-ra asked it to help Myeon to chase the navy. Finally, the Joseon government decided to help Myeon Na-ra, and the firing squad of Joseon attacked the navy. As a consequence, the relation between Joseon and Hukem was worsening, and Hukem declared that it could conquer Joseon. Hukem was expanding its territory with a stronger military power, but Joseon was not prepared. In February in 1636, Hukem sent envoys to Joseon to condole over the death of Eunyeol Wanghu, and it asked to change the relation between Hukem and Joseon from the relation of brotherhood to the relation of lord and vassal. As Joseon only served the Emperor of Myeong, the negative public opinion about Hukem started to be formed. Coincidentally, on the way home, one of the envoys, Yong-kol-dae, got Jeol-wa-kyoser, written by the Joseon government, and this document was about breaking off the relation with Hukem. This document was used as one of the reasons to invade Joseon. In April in 1636, Hukem changed its name to Daechun, and Hong Taiji became the emperor. In his coronation, every person present bowed to him, but the envoys from Joseon refused to bow to him. They were seriously assaulted, and Hong Taiji sent an ultimatum to Joseon. Eventually, in December in 1636, Byung-ho-ran broke out. Basically, the military strategy that the Joseon government had was that In-jo fled to and took refuge in Kwangwa-do, while the troops of the northern provinces were opposing the troops of Chun Na-ra to make the war last longer. However, Hong Taiji already analyzed that tactic, and Chun already had the navy. Although the troops of Chun consisted of 45,000 soldiers, Hong Taiji sent out a spearhead composed of 300 highly trained soldiers to Hanyang. Surprisingly, the spearhead moved 90 kilometers a day, so from Yeju, they arrived in Hanyang on the 14th in December in just 6 days. Hearing the news, some members of the royal family, including Byung Daegun, fled to Kwangwa-do first, and In-jo and So-hyun Seja also intended to flee to Kwangwa-do, but as the route was blocked, so they had no choice but to take refuge in Namhan-sansang. Chun also did not want the war to last longer as they did not have enough provisions. In particular, as many soldiers were suffering from smallpox, Hong Taiji started to pressure In-jo to yield by attacking Namhan-sansang with 10,000 soldiers on the 23rd of December. Injo stayed there and resisted Chun for about 45 days. In Namhan San, Chukwapa, such as Kim Sang-hun, insisted on resisting Chun, but Juwapa, such as Chae Myung-kil, insisted on negotiating with Chun. Nevertheless, except for Kwangkyo-san battle and Kimhwa battle, as almost every Kanwon-gun was defeated one by one, and Kwangwa-do was also captured by the navy of Chun, all soldiers in Namhan San seriously became demoralized. As a consequence, Injo could not but surrender to Chun Nara. Although the war lasted for about 2 months, it caused great damage to Joseon. According to Jongchuk Jo-yak, Joseon had to sever a diplomatic relation with Myung and serve Chun as the country of an emperor. Furthermore, Joseon had to offer military assistance to Chun and the first son and second son of Injo, So Hyun Se-ja and Bonglin Dae-gun, were taken to Chun Nara as hostages. Joseon also had to pay a lot of tribute, called Sae-pay, including gold and silver. Numerous people were also taken prisoners, and it is estimated that approximately 500,000 people were taken to Chun Nara. A lot of people became enslaved, and young females became the concubines of the generals of Chun Nara. It is known that their lives were indescribably miserable. Women who escaped and returned to Joseon were stigmatized as Hwanhyung-yo. Some wealthy people in the ruling class paid a lot of ransom, sakwon, to take their family members back to Joseon. Nonetheless, the majority of the ordinary people were unable to pay it, so people taken to Chun Nara had to lead a miserable life.
안녕하십니까, 잉코스토리입니다. 구독과 좋아요 부탁드리고요. 구독하시면 더 많은 잉코스토리 영상들을 보실 수 있습니다. 감사합니다. 안녕하십니까, 잉코스토리입니다. 구독과 좋아요 부탁드리고요. 구독하시면 더 많은 잉코스토리 영상들을 보실 수 있습니다. 감사합니다.